Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront, and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every crew needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' number one holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and we made it our mission to help you guys own it. And Fat Man Zoom, another great day today in store for our folks.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about, is Clover still a buy? Clover went absolutely off today.
Yeah.
An Own the Chaos favorite, bro. And so I want to talk about what happened, my position and what I plan to do with it, and take a look at the technicals. And the question we're going to answer at the end of this is it still a buy, Brad? So did you hear what happened with Clover today?
I might have heard something about it.
The volume's insane. There wasn't any great catalyst. The only thing I saw was that Clover had announced that their earnings are May 17th, potentially maybe some FOMO, people wanting to pile into the stock, but subsequently the stock went off as we speak. It's up almost 15%. It's gotten as high as $11, but the move has been massive, and our crew has been in this. It's been my number one conviction, great asymmetrical trade. What do you see on the chart, and is this something that has room to run?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the chart right now, we talked about this before. We talked about how $10 was going to be that magic number that if it broke over, we could see it making a pretty strong move. And if we look at it right now, it did do that and actually went up above $11, which now finally that Clover's been trading long enough, we can see that it has a 200-day moving average, and it actually ended up testing that 200-day and got rejected. So I think at this point, it could very well be the next area that we could watch and see if this breaks over. I think we could see another nice move or another nice leg up. And we were talking off air about this, but I didn't mention this. We're kind of starting to see a little bit, and I'll share my screen with you guys. We're kind of starting to see a little bit of a potential stair stepper here, which I actually really like. I think that's really healthy for the stock.
What's your price target in the run-up to May 17th earnings for Clover?
For me, I think the price target here, honestly, I know it sounds crazy. I think we could see this get to $20.
20's been my target on this. $13.50 is the mark where I will start to trim. My average is about $9.50. I am not going to get in the red on this position, so if it does get near there, I'm going to go ahead and cut bait, look for another opportunity. Is it a buy, Brad?
I think it's a buy. I just want to caution to keep a tight stop. That's all.
All right, it's a buy for me too, obviously. Congrats to those in it in the Chaos crew. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to get our daily watches and get this stock before everybody else finds out, go to ownthechaos.com where we send out a free watch list every day. Guys, we'll see you in the next video.
We killed it. See ya. What's up? What's up, guys? So we're not going anywhere.
We're live.
But we have 115 of you guys hanging out. That's pretty awesome. Thanks for hanging out, guys. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, we also have earnings coming out today, which is going to be pretty awesome. I cannot wait. We got Apple earnings. We got Facebook, our fan favorite MGM, second only to Penn National. But a couple other good ones, Teladoc as well.
Yep.
But, bro, I've been making some moves. It's been a while. I've kind of been sitting on autopilot with some of my stocks, and I've actually made some pretty decent moves. I trimmed a third of my Tesla position, which so far turns out to be a pretty good idea, at least for the time being. And the only reason I did that was because, there was no visible catalyst at least coming up. And so I wanted to reduce kind of my exposure. Tesla had nearly 30% of it of my account wrapped up in the Tesla. So I wanted to reduce some of that risk, and that seems to have worked out. Then I ended up moving into some materials and reopening plays, and then also I still have some cash sitting on the sideline. I ended up buying Goog on a little bit of a just kind of I wouldn't say YOLO, but I played a gamble, took a starter on Google yesterday. That worked out. It's doing really, really well. Facebook, it did the same thing yesterday. I bought Facebook because I saw that it was sitting at a really nice support at 300. So I decided to just get a grabbing starter position. Just got 10 shares, nothing crazy. But I'm expecting some pretty good news out of Facebook today as well. Ended up getting into, you guys might not know anything about this stock. Cleveland Cliffs. It's a materials play, and I think that Cleveland Cliffs definitely has potential here, especially since it's pulled back off of its pretty good earnings report. We look at the chart, and I think that, pretty decent entry. Obviously, it's run up on the daily. You can see that this continues to go, but I think that this stands to reason to go higher. There's obviously that risk. The Fed talked about, the potential inflation that he does see. You didn't say that there's definitely inflation generally across the board, but there's potential risk that, we could see the 10-year yield go back up. And so with all of the focus being on big tech this week, I think we could see things rotate back into the cyclicals of materials. So that's why I decided to move my way into Cleveland Cliffs as well.
Man, you need to take a deep breath, bro.
Hey, man. I was on a roll.
Let me shout out our starting five real quick because I'll tell you what I got going on. Sam Cisneros, Rudy Brown, I put Ralph, Arfin, Tiger's Edge. Thanks for being the starting five. Good stuff. Your trade worked out for you. I did earnings. I had Pinterest and I had AMD. I actually sold AMD for a profit. And the only reason AMD had a good move now, and then it moved down, sold off. I don't know where it's at currently. I'm out of it, but I do think it's still at a good opportunity. It looked like it was coming to bounce back. However, what I'll say is Pinterest didn't work out for me. I had a pretty tight stop on it, so it sold at open. I think for the long term, we'll still be good on it. But it's funny how the trading gods work, and when
Clover goes off today,
the minute I actually cleaned up some of my positions, and I talked about it in a level 3, I got a little bit crazy yesterday. I think it's funny how the stock market humbles you, and I think about this a lot on Twitter because there's some couple people on Twitter that I see tweet, and I'm like, man, the market's gonna humble you at some point, and it happens to all of us. But yesterday I just kind of got a little bit greedy and just started getting into positions. I had a ton of cash on hand, and then all of a sudden I didn't, and so this morning when I woke up, I'm like, in level 3, I'm like, all right, I went a little bit crazy. So I started trimming back positions, got back to a good position. Bro, as soon as that happened, as soon as I set all my stops to get out of the positions, Clover goes off, Big C goes off, Affirm it was crazy how that works. So my account, my net account value, so the positions that I was currently in were red, and then it flipped to green. It was off of Clove. It really was off of Clove, which had a great move. But some things had good moves. Goog did, Clove did, Big C did, and Shopify just had an absolute monster move.
Which prompted Amazon to make some more moves today, too. And Amazon's creeping closer and closer to that $3,500 mark, which we will be live for tomorrow again for those earnings. So make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe, the notification bell, all that good stuff, because we will be live again for Amazon's earnings, Neo's earnings. What else is tomorrow? We got a couple of them tomorrow.
Was that it? I thought it was just Twitter.
Oh, Twitter's tomorrow, too.
Twitter's tomorrow?
Twitter's, that's going to be a big one, too. So, yeah.
Shout out to a couple of people in the crew. Looks like Rajiv got in Crocs. So
bro,
was able to get that move on Crocs.
Crocs, man. Crocs had a hell of a move yesterday.
And Dennis Ramirez has 1,000 shares of Clove at 863. Good on you, man.
Hell yeah. So you're up almost 3K. So Crocs went apeshit after earnings on Tuesday. We talked about that a little bit. It went all the way up to 102.85 today, and it's pulled back. It's still in the green about 1%, but man, that thing just looks awesome.
Yeah.
And so I see somebody had mentioned about Microsoft as well. Microsoft, we anticipated this happening. So Microsoft had really good earnings. Their Azure revenue was up another 50% this quarter. So that was incredible. But I think the reason that it maybe came down, there was some people that were making excuses, and I think they were just excuses to sell. So I'm not even going to it's not even worth mentioning as to why some of these people sell. I think really it was just buy the rumor, sell the news. They knew it was going to be great. They didn't come in and blow it out of the water like a Goog did. So I think that's probably why it ended up selling off. The reason that Google moved is because it was, 50%, 70% above expectations. Mm-hmm. So that is the blowout quarter. This one, they just kind of came in and nobody was really surprised about Microsoft. But I will say, I took advantage of that, and I ended up grabbing a starter on Microsoft myself today at 55.
Yeah, Microsoft's going to be fine.
155.
And it's something that I like. I've said I think it's one of the most underrated big tech stocks. As crazy as that sounds, because it is so big, it doesn't get the love it deserves.
No.
But I think you'll be handsomely rewarded at the end of the day with Microsoft. So we'll see what happens. And they have tons of cash, so they're going to make that cash work for them. We'll see what happens.
Oh my God, they're going to be fine.
Neo?
Arfin. Oh, yeah, we talked about Neo. Neo, Twitter, Amazon is tomorrow. Arfin, thanks for putting that in there. Caterpillar's tomorrow, too, at McDonald's, so those should do really well.
Yeah. Those pre-market?
Yes.
All right. Peter Foreman says IPOF, IPOD, happy to wait. Yeah. My hope is...
In Chamath we trust, baby.
That... Don't forget IPOE either. That reverse merger hasn't yet consummated. It's at like $17 a share, so that might be an opportunity.
Consummated.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Using big words. My hope is that $15... I talked about Clover. Thinking about profit taking around $13.50 potentially. Yeah. I'll set a liberal stop. But I've got a massive position in it. Massive, like, relative to my account.
Yeah.
And so... my hope is that I'll start trimming and that IPOF and IPOD have not yet moved yet, because I will take those profits. I will move those right over to IPOF and I will move, and then I will begin a position on IPOD, and I will be as patient as I was with Clover while you guys all give me shit and then you miss out on this massive move. Although you guys, our Chaos Crew hasn't, but there have been some like shaky.
I know. Where's Mr. Alamat these days? Where is that guy?
Nowhere to be found. He was giving me shit about Neo.
Radio silence. But by the way, Andrew Peacock, I know what you did. Thanks for the donation, though. Appreciate you. I'm not falling for it. Mr.
Alamat was giving me shit on my channel about Neo, and I basically squared up with him. I
love that troll, though.
I was like, wait, weren't you? Basically, he tried to say you're late to the game on Neo. And I said,
what?
Weren't you the same person that gave me shit about Clover?
At $6?
I don't think you have any credibility, Fred. You came over to Clover shitting on me at the bottom, saying it could go even lower.
Yeah.
Drive Shack. Let's not forget Drive Shack.
Oh, Rajiv coming in with, is that Singapore?
Yeah.
I always forget. Yeah. The Singapore dollars. Says, great show, guy. Thanks so much. That is equivalent to like $38. Appreciate that. That is a hell of a donation.
Oh, there's Mr. Alamat. I sold Clover at break even. You were in Clover and you were a hater.
You sure did.
If you sold it at break even, you had like 10 something. You probably tried to catch it the first time it ran.
That's hilarious. Daniel Camarina.
Still have high conviction on Penn? Yes.
What's up?
I like this question.
Sold one share of FedEx to increase position in Clover. That's what I'm talking about.
If you had to choose once, wait, what happened?
Daniel Camarena said,
to increase
are you in the warehouse today? We need like a soundbite for whenever Daniel shows up.
Yeah, we should. If you had to choose one stock before tonight's earnings, what would it be? Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm?
Oof, I forgot about Qualcomm. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
I would take Apple.
I'm taking Facebook. Here, the reason I'm taking Facebook over Apple, I'm confident in both of them. But to your point about Tesla needing to show something.
Yeah.
And they're really going to have to show out in order for them to move anywhere after hours today on earnings. I think Facebook has a higher probability of doing something like that, just from what we saw out of Goog yesterday and the way that marketing spending and advertising spend has gone up. And I think that obviously Facebook is a benefactor of that. We've seen, though, obviously that Snap didn't have a great reaction. Pinterest didn't have a great reaction. I think it's a different story for Facebook today.
So there's one reason why I'm hesitant on Facebook, and we'll get into it. But let's get this thing started. And when we get to Facebook, I'm going to give you that reason why. How's that sound?
Works for me.
All right, guys. How many people we got in the house?
We got 201 of you guys in here, so thanks for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up or subscribing or hitting the notification bell, all that good stuff. If you haven't done so already, we certainly would appreciate it. We had a great turnout yesterday. You guys have been hitting that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. Nothing means more to me than you smashing that little blue thumbs up.
So if you guys haven't been here before, here's how it works. We're going to break down the earnings that we're watching. We're going to sort of give the estimates. We're going to give our predictions. And then the bell's going to ring, and we're going to basically wait for Arfin to tell us what the numbers are. We're going to look at the charts, and you're going to see the reaction on the charts, and we'll talk about it, get the numbers out there for you, and then we'll sign off. So what we're going to start with is... let's go ahead and the first one I have is Teladoc. So Teladoc is reporting a loss of 62 cents a share. I actually have them beating pretty handily, loss of 26 cents a share. I take that back. My pick is an Apple. I'll tell you why I like Apple, but my pick is this, Teladoc. 4 straight earnings they've missed. We talked about this on Stock Watch Sunday.
Yep.
They need to come through today, and I think this has huge upside, great asymmetrical trade. But this thing is going to be volatile. I need a monster beat, Brad.
Yeah, man. And your favorite go-to is the asymmetrical trade. This has asymmetrical trade written all over it.
Yeah.
A little downside here, lots of upside. I think Teladoc has been beaten down enough to where we could definitely see this start to move back up. We've been talking about how healthcare is going to be one of the biggest sectors from its reopening. I think over the next 2 quarters, I think it's going to be healthcare, travel, and some of the discretionaries and that sort of thing. And I think that this falls into that category. Even though it's a tech stock, we talked about tech stocks that are also reopening plays, and Teladoc falls right into that category.
Do you want to throw out a prediction? Loss of 62 cents is the estimate. And they've missed the last 4 earnings.
Yeah, I know. And that's going to be really tough to beat, I think. I'll say they beat, but I won't be a lot. I'm going to do a loss of 58 cents.
Okay.
I like this one. I like this one over here. I just lost it.
What's that?
Malta Goya in the house watching from the barbershop. That's what's up.
Malta Goya.
By the way, this shirt, man, I got this shirt from Stitch Fix.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. If you guys don't know, first of all, Stitch Fix is a buy. Second of all, Stitch Fix is awesome.
It's very Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
The next stock we have is MGM, a loss of 85 cents. I have them beating a loss of 11 cents. Again, another Stock Watch Sunday one. This one also could perform really well. They are, to me, they're outperforming with their BetMGM. The Michigan numbers came out, and they surprised. They were in number 2. I don't think anybody expected them to be in the number 2 position with nearly 26% market share. They beat out DraftKings, and I would bet most people you would ask, they would have said FanDuel, DraftKings coming in 1-2 in Michigan, and they just crushed it. So, obviously, Macau we've talked about, reopening.
Yep.
But we're going to see some great MGM numbers and a lot of optimism around BetMGM specifically.
I think so, too. I wasn't all that excited about Las Vegas Sands when they came out, but the difference, obviously, is going to be the sports betting side. So I think that's going to be the big difference maker here. Since it broke over $30 a share, and we said that was going to be a crucial resistance for it, it beat down the door on that thing several times, got rejected, and finally blew past it. And when it did it ever go off? And it went straight to 35. And has continued to do a stair-stepper kind of climb since then, and now sitting at 42.75 as its all-time high. And I mean, if they beat earnings today and there's a positive outlook, this thing could very well blow back up. So for me, we've talked about MGM being one of our favorites. Obviously, Penn's our number 1. MGM's a very close number 2, and one of the big reasons is because of all the cash they have on the books. They got money to spend. Yeah. Right, the balance sheet is the best in the biz, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Was Big C on the watch list today? Yes. Oh, yeah, it was. Or I just mentioned it. Shopify was on the watch list.
Yeah. It was a side mention.
Okay, because I'm looking at... Okay. I just want to answer this question, getting a little bit off track. Thoughts on Fastly and Big C? Guys, on my Fat Man Zoom channel, we actually just talked about Fastly, and we just talked about Big C. But I just want to point out, people who are asking, is this a buy? I want to read to you guys the watch list from yesterday. Yesterday, before 7% move.
This is for our Chaos Crew members, by the way. You hit the join button next to subscribe. This is what you get every morning. So go ahead.
Great asymmetrical trade opportunity, trading near its 52-week lows. It was trading over $150. Or sorry, it was trading at $150 just 6 months ago. Growth plans internationally, and in B2B, they have me excited about this stock. This could run into earnings, and wait for it, and even get a boost off of Shopify earnings this week.
Ha!
I'm not saying we're always right.
We're not.
But we're looking for opportunities.
Yeah.
We're looking for discounts. And listen, there's still upside for Big C, but
Yes.
there's a 7% move, and like, just consider that and think about that. It's easy to pick up a stock when it's up 7%. It's not easy to pick up a stock when it's red, but you realize there's opportunities there.
Right.
So anyways, next stock we have is Facebook, $2.36 a share. We already made our predictions on this. I said $2.69. Steve King special. You said $2.89. We both think this beats. The only reason I have a bit of hesitation about Facebook, well, in addition to what you said about the other social media stocks, they've just been crushing earnings.
Yeah.
Facebook missed this quarter last year, so they see a drop off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just a little bit worried that they're going to underwhelm and maybe expectations are too high. But from a long-term perspective, I love this stock. It could go off. I like their diversification. As far as social media stocks, I put this in the watch list today too. Their competitors aren't even close. They're trying to become profitable when Facebook has a killer balance sheet, incredible profit margin.
Yes.
They've got it figured out, and they're moving on to the next thing while everybody else is playing catch up.
So my thing about Facebook here as well, and I mentioned this in the watch list for those of you who are privy to that information, that over the last 5 years, and I didn't go back further than 5 years, so I'm sure it's probably around that since the inception of Facebook, but average rate of return annually on Facebook over the last 5 years is 40%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which is crazy, right? I mean, people are always trying to like make a quick buck. If you had just bought Facebook over the last 5 years, you'd be up a shit ton.
Yeah.
So I think that looking at this, obviously we have a lot of attention focused on today, but if Facebook has a disappointing quarter, I think that it's going to represent a really good buying opportunity. I like it at 295 to 300. If it pulls back down there, I definitely will add. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I grabbed a starter. A starter is just that. It's a starter. So if it goes off like Google did, fine. I don't have to do anything. I'll just be profitable, and then I'll just buy into weakness wherever that is. But if it comes back down, it's going to give me a good opportunity to dollar cost average in.
All right. Last one is Apple. 99 cents a share estimates. I have them coming in at $1.12. They never miss earnings.
Yeah, that's and that's kind of the problem, right?
Yeah. But here's what I've said about Apple time and time again since the lockdown is let's not forget reopening benefits them as well. And so opening their stores back up, huge China exposure.
Yeah.
All that presents opportunities. But they had a massive quarter last quarter. And so the bar is set high and it may be challenging. Even if it does move up, unlikely it has like a Google Shopify type move.
Yeah, I mean, this has been something that they had a monster quarter and it didn't go anywhere. It had like a couple of good days and then it just got beaten back down. A lot of it obviously had to do with the 10-year yield going up and then everybody kind of rotating into cyclicals and that sort of thing. We all know that story. We don't need to beat that dead horse. However, if there's been rumors that, iPhone sales have gone up. So if they blow that expectation out, I think that's going to be something that could potentially send Apple up. Nobody's worried about them missing earnings, but I think a few key metrics to watch for is going to be those iPhone sales and then the software sales, like the App Store and all that. I think that's going to be something that definitely pay attention to, and I'm sure that's what investors are going to be looking forward to.
One of the things I'm most excited about this year for them and moving forward, and nobody's talking about it other than Fat Man Zoom on the Chaos channel, is their credit card.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're alluding to it when you're saying like high margin opportunities. Everybody thinks about the iPhones and their hardware. No. High margin opportunities. you look at a company like Visa and the numbers they pull, the margins they pull, Apple, if they can leverage their community, once we start hearing numbers from that, their rewards program is awesome. I love the way they set it up.
Yep.
So if that can be a whole nother revenue stream that grows and they leverage their community, that's going to be a big opportunity. And why not? Because you already own the phone. You pay with it. So I think that's going to be big, if not this year, for sure next year.
Yeah, absolutely. We got about 3.5 minutes before the market closes. Was that everything?
Qualcomm we could talk about.
Oh yeah, Qualcomm has earnings after hours as well. Thanks, Eric Scarl. Appreciate you keeping us honest there. So they have earnings after hours, and their numbers are
$1.67.
$1.67.
They typically beat as well.
Yeah, that won't be a surprise. But I think that they come in with monster earnings as well.
I'm going to do this on the fly. I'm going to say $1.89.
What was their estimated earnings per share? $1.67?
$1.67.
Yeah, I like $1.89, honestly. I don't see it over 2. But we're in a precarious situation here with Qualcomm, too. Look at this is a really good. If this breaks up over 140, my Webull is like super laggy. If this breaks up over 141, we'll just call it 141. I think we see a really nice breakout of this. So if they do come in and knock it out of the park, that's going to be what I'm going to watch for. If it does that, then it looks like we got some pretty clear skies to at least around 144, 143.50. So pretty nice little breakout here for Qualcomm. I think it's definitely one to buy and hold, especially if they come in with good earnings.
So those are the ones we have, guys. We're approaching the close. Again, we'll keep the charts up. We'll monitor the stocks as we get the numbers in. We'll give them to you guys. How's Clover doing? I just want to check on my baby.
Clover right now is up 13.5%.
Okay,
sitting at 1050 still. Hasn't done much.
Kind of hanging out. It's funny, a stock like that goes off, hits $11, 20%.
It just consolidates. That's what I was saying. Like the stair stepper pattern that this is starting to create looks really encouraging.
Well, what I was actually going to say was it's funny how it moves up and you're disappointed if it ends at 12%, 11%, 10%.
Yeah.
When if at the beginning of the day you'd have been like, hey, how do you feel if Clover's up 10%? You'd be like, hell yeah. Now I'm like, damn, it's only up 13%. That's bullshit.
I know. That's so funny when you said that yesterday. So if you got after the stream, Fat Man Zoom and I, we talk about the stock market. Doesn't matter if we're with you guys or not. He was like, we always talk about how we're excited about Google going up 4.5%, 5%. It's like, yeah, man, we're really celebrating. And now it's like, oh, fuck that. I want Clover to go to 10. Like, I want these 10, 20% gains. Screw the 3%ers. Yeah. It was just funny. It made me laugh. But yeah, it's so funny. Like when you see something like that move. I tell you what though, guys, make sure that you're keeping yourself level headed though here too, because this is where people get in trouble because then they start whole counting stuff.
Yeah.
So be careful with that. Fat Man Zoom is doing it responsibly, has a responsible position size in it relative to his account size. So make sure you guys are doing that as well.
Well, and I talked about it. I did a tax, so I was full position. I doubled down on it as a tax play. Right?
Yeah.
So like
to write off
your
your taxes in case you had to sell it for a loss or whatever.
Yeah. Like I knew my max loss and I was like, okay, I stepped outside of what my normal rules are, but there was an intentional play with it.
Yeah.
It paid off.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But I mean the next thing I want to do it on is freaking pen. Now that my tax play worked and I didn't have to use the tax play, I feel like it's the Monopoly pass go. Right? Like or like the get out of jail free card. It's like It's like the tax play card. If it works, all right, we'll use it in the next one. You get one tax play card a year to go big on one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need a clove short squeeze.
I feel like I've kind of already done that with Penn. I got a lot of money in Penn right now.
But if it works out, then you still have your free tax play.
Yes.
So
it's like your get out of jail free card.
Yeah, once I get Clover, once I'm done with Clover, and if I'm still in the green, which I'll be in the green, I can then move on.
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be.
They were talking about last week about short squeeze on Clove, but nothing happened. Literally, as Clove went
short
off
squeeze
today.
What are you talking
short
about?
Squeeze or not.
We didn't say it was going to $500 like GameStop,
and we also didn't say it was going to happen the next day. You guys are some impatient. Boobs. That's a non-chaos crew.
That is the easiest way to get Fat Man Zoom triggered.
Is what?
It's just the poo-poo on Clover to some degree.
Yep. Grady. Greedy people.
We got 275 of you guys hanging in here. Thanks again for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. The stock market now is officially closed, so we'll be giving you our live reactions to a lot of these earnings. Again, Apple, Facebook,
Qualcomm's going, bro.
MGM. Qualcomm is already up 4%, so it looks like earnings are doing extremely well. I had mentioned that if we got above that said resistance at around 138, 137, that it was going to do pretty well. Looks like, 140, and it looks like it's already doing that. I'll bring us out to the 5-minute chart so you guys get some intraday action here. But look at that boner candle, 143, which is the resistance. So if it breaks over 143, this could continue to go much higher. This looks great. Wow.
I just want to clarify something. Amir said, I said it may be the next GameStop if things line up. I'm not saying, I didn't say it was going to 500. What I was saying, it could be the next one as far as meme stock, trending, massive move. Like I said, I think it could get to $20, which would have been a 200% move.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
In a very short
Didn't realize I wasn't sharing the chart. So it's up 6% now. Look at this thing. It is rolling. Still waiting on some of the other earnings to come through. We don't have the numbers just yet. I was relying on ARFID. But Apple is up around, it's still kind of flat, but it's just barely green. Facebook is also barely green. MGM's down slightly, so nothing too much from the other ones. Teladoc's still sitting here, still waiting on numbers here, but it looks like Qualcomm came out with numbers right out the gate, and people loving it so far.
Yeah, let me see if we can get them.
As soon as we have those numbers, we'll get those to you. But so far, no reactions out of anything else at the moment. Big C is up 6.76% after hours.
6 more percent?
That's what it looks like.
Hell yeah, boy.
Like to me, yeah.
All right, I got the numbers for Qualcomm.
What you got? I just want to take a look at Big C here.
Earnings per share, $1.90. The estimates were $1.67. Did we say $1.89?
That's weird. It's not showing that after hours.
They beat on revenue. They beat on earnings per share.
$1.90. We say $1.89. We just pulled that out of our ass.
And apparently they increased their guidance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now it's breaking over another resistance here, and it is continuing to shoot up. 146 is on the horizon here for Qualcomm. It's now up 6.5%. Wow. That's awesome.
How about Big C too? What's going on, Big C?
I don't know. Weeble's acting up. So usually it shows after hours numbers. But
that's regular numbers.
Yeah, it's regular numbers. It's weird.
Excited.
Look at this. It all shows me after hours, and then it slips that in there. Thanks, Weeble.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
AMD did do this similarly. It had a 4% move.
Thanks, Karthik.
But it just sold off.
What did?
Nate said AMD didn't do this yesterday and actually did have a really good move after hours.
Yeah, it did. AMD had a pretty decent sell-off first thing this morning after the bell, but that's pretty typical for AMD. We actually mentioned that was probably going to be happening. Teladoc is up about 0.75% or so here. I don't think that's a reaction to anything, but so far so good for that one. Yeah, Weeble's being extra laggy right now. So not too much action going on there, but we do have earnings for Qualcomm, which this thing is continuing to go up here. It's now up 6.75%, continuing to roll here, man.
AMD can't hold water. You know what movie that's from?
No. I have no idea.
Does anybody know what that's from? It doesn't hold water.
J.O. says, apparently, maybe he knows.
No, that's why I said it is because he wrote that.
It ain't Clover till it's over.
My cousin Vinny, good call.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
should have known. I should have known with the accent. 146.23 are the new highs for Qualcomm, and still waiting for numbers to come in. Facebook now is moving here. Looks like we might have some Facebook numbers in. It's up 3.5%.
Somebody saying that they bought Bitcoin?
Facebook bought Bitcoin?
A couple people say that.
Oh my God! Facebook's now at 319.33. All-time highs now for Facebook. 4.5% coming up on Facebook. Looks like we got those numbers in. Boom! I am 2 for 2.
Fat Man Zoom special, baby. F.
FB.
Well, the F in Fat Man Zoom.
Oh, yeah. So Facebook is now up 5% after hours. Is at 323. Holy hell. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Give me them
That's
numbers,
awesome.
Arfin. Give me them numbers, bro. Let's go, baby. With 326 now, Facebook is ripping face. Hell yeah.
All right, here we go.
6% gains right now on Facebook after hours.
Daily
Woo!
Bitcoin's popping off.
Oh, we need some sound effects for this shit.
Daily active users barely up. Revenue, they beat 26 billion. It came in at 23.72 estimates.
That's Facebook?
Yeah. Earnings per share not in though. I don't know why they're not in. Here we go. 330 earnings per share. Damn, 236 was.
Let's go. It's up 6.25% right now. Woo, baby. Let's
That was a
go.
monster beat. Oh, their operating margin was huge.
6.5% now up after hours. It is at 327.59. We're gonna get a pullback here soon. 328 now is the high after hours.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Let's freaking go.
Oh, yeah!
Step into a Slim Jim.
I need
Qualcomm is settling back down here too. After hours is that now at 5.5%. A little bit of a pullback here, but as Don Fran always says, we see you, Don. You can't have a bull flag pattern. You can't have a bull flag without a red candle. So I'm sure that we'll probably see some momentum here on Facebook as well. We'll likely see a pretty decent flag out of this. But $328 are now the all-time highs. Obviously, we're not in normal trading hours. This is after hours still. But, man, this looks great. It looks like as if this may end up opening tomorrow with all-time highs in mind. This is unbelievable. Still waiting on Apple numbers right now. Pretty non-reactionary from Apple. It's up slightly after hours. Looking at MGM, it's also no reaction here from them. Teladoc also just slightly red, so nothing from those either. But we do have numbers in. If you guys are just joining us, there's 365 of you guys in here. So again, thanks for hanging out and supporting the channel. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button. But we are awaiting earnings from Apple, Facebook, Teladoc, and we have Facebook. I'm sorry. Apple, MGM, and Teladoc. Yeah. We got numbers from Facebook and Qualcomm already. They blew out numbers and are looking real nice right now.
I'm just scrolling through.
Do they hold Bitcoin? I don't know if Facebook holds Bitcoin or not. Is there anything in there that
I've
says
never heard that?
Because Bitcoin or Facebook's making their own crypto.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would make sense even if they did own it.
All right, let's see what's going on with.
There's a lot of people saying the Facebook buy Bitcoin. I don't know.
Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin yet again. I don't know how much I got to tell you. Ford beat estimates.
Lots of people saying that there's a rumor about
increased guidance.
Oh yeah, Ford. We forgot about Ford too. Ford has earnings
down
today.
3.5%.
I think this is a buy for Ford.
89 cents it came in at. Expected earnings was 21 cents.
So they blew out earnings.
Yeah.
Expectations.
Ooh, this.
What's up?
This could become a really good opportunity for Ford. Yeah, this might be a good opportunity for Ford.
I might buy some. I might buy some here. I was hoping Ford would do this, honestly. So I'm actually looking to buy some, folks. Give me a moment here. I'm gonna buy some Ford. So if you guys are just joining us again, Facebook came out with earnings and smashed it out of the park. So did Qualcomm. We're still waiting on numbers from Apple, MGM, Teladoc. Ford came in, smashed earnings as well, but it's down 3%. I bet you this has a lot to do with the chip shortage and all that stuff that they've been trying to address. But I'm going to go and buy some Ford here and take advantage of the dip. Okay.
Man, you don't even want to know what's in earnings, huh?
No, because I'm looking for the outlook. Like, I think the next couple of quarters is going to be really good for Ford.
Yeah.
I was looking at Ford or GM, and I was looking for a good opportunity. I think so I'm just going to grab a starter and then see where it goes. If I like what's in the rest of the earnings, then I'm going to add to it. If not, then I'll just leave it sit where it's at.
Yeah.
I got 250 shares
Okay.
of Ford. So nothing crazy, but I wanted to grab some.
Still no news.
Still
what's
waiting.
going on with Facebook? They crushed earnings. What do you mean what's going on with Facebook?
They crushed earnings, yeah. Pulling back, I mean, it's just a healthy pullback, guys. I mean, we saw this out of Goog last night. Goog smashed it, went all the way up to like, I don't know, 24.50, something crazy like that, and then pull back. So just seeing the same thing out of Facebook. No big deal.
Is Teladoc dropping?
Teladoc is actually popping a little bit. It was red after hours and now is up around 0.5%. Nothing too crazy as far as action's concerned, but it did turn green here. If anybody's curious as to what price I got Ford at, I got Ford. Shoot, I just lost it. I was able to grab some Ford at $12.07. 12.07 was where I got Ford at, and again, it's a starting position. So even if it does go down further, and I like it,
I got Teladoc.
probably end up grabbing some more. Teladoc actually looks pretty good right now too.
Teladoc.
up-
Is this right?
It's up 1%.
What the hell? Is this right? It says a loss of 131.
Well, there must be something else in there that they like.
Confirm that because loss of 59 cents was the estimate. They beat slightly on revenue by about $1 million.
Yeah.
Maybe their guidance raises fifth fiscal year guidance. So they raise their guidance.
So maybe that's what it is.
Revenue grows 151% year over year.
So they're growing. I mean, they're growing.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway. That's a pretty big growth. Pretty big growth. What's the percent? What's a year over year on that
On which one?
percentage for revenue? Did they say?
151%.
Damn. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's huge.
Yeah. Teladoc's killing it.
Wow.
I mean, obviously I'm sure they had expenses and whatever, and that's what worked their way into the loss there. I think that obviously that people are
I just
investors.
don't know if that number's correct. I guess it is correct. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, a few people in the chat are corroborating that. So
Yeah, it definitely is a loss of 131.
yeah. So I think this
the
is
losses were due to stock-based compensation.
so that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal at all. That's kind of a one-time thing, and that was something we talked about with Tesla and Elon's situation there too. So that's with that amount of growth, and if that's the reason that they came in at a loss this quarter, this is going to be pretty good. It's selling off right now. We look at Teladoc on the daily. Right now it's trading at 183 after hours. I think that if it does come back and retest and hold this area around 173.50, I think it's going to be a really good buying opportunity for Teladoc. That growth is crazy, and it's only going to continue to grow. As like we said, I think really good opportunity for anything in the healthcare sector that's been beaten down.
eBay apparently reported.
Facebook's still holding up over 5% after hours.
I can't really read.
Still
this.
waiting on Apple earnings. Still nothing from them so far. We can check eBay. eBay has had earnings after hours. And it's actually down 5.5%.
Damn. They slightly beat 1.09. Estimates were $1.07.
Does anybody even use eBay anymore?
They beat by revenue? Yeah, actually they do.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't used eBay in forever.
What do you consider a starter position for Ford?
So for me, I usually take it in fifths. So like 20% of whatever you want. In this situation, I did a quarter. I think I'd like to have 1,000 shares of Ford when it's all said and done. So that's why I got 250.
Got it. Amazon is greater than eBay. Yeah, sure. Definitely. I mean, Amazon's one of the greatest companies in the world. But I don't
What are we even talking about here?
I don't think Amazon would consider eBay a competitor.
No, absolutely not. Shopify is probably one of their biggest competitors, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
And Etsy's getting there.
Yeah, I was just going to say Etsy. But they're even moving in a different direction. So
Yeah.
I would think Amazon would even look at like Microsoft or Google more as a competitor for the direction they're going in.
With Amazon, they're so big that there's not any one competitor. I think that their competition is between sectors. Like, right now they're getting in the pharmaceuticals and healthcare. They obviously have the space travel side of things. They have the e-commerce, which we all know, but then there's the cloud, the AWS. I mean, there's so many things you can spin that. Facebook is still going higher here, it looks like. So on a really healthy pullback for Facebook as we're awaiting Apple's earnings and MGM. Facebook, let's go ahead and bring it back out to the 5-minute chart.
Man, I would love if MGM goes off.
That would be awesome. Yeah, look at this. Facebook continuing to go higher here. 324.56 is where it's sitting at right now. It did spike up briefly right after hours trading started, right when the earnings came out, to 328. But this looks really good.
Okay, I got MGMs.
What you got?
They did beat, loss of 68 cents. The estimate was 86 cents. They beat on revenue as well, 1.65 billion.
Good stuff.
Estimates were 1.57 billion.
Damn, look at that run up on MGM into the close. Shoot.
Didn't do as. Yeah.
That's a really weird price action here. Those are good numbers from MGM. Remember, guys, MGM is usually like a pretty slow mover, so don't expect anything crazy from them. But it moves. It goes up a lot. I didn't buy anything off of Wish. That should be a losing bet, though. Wanted to check back in. Where was I headed? eBay still looks crappy. Ford, hanging in there. Let's look at Ford. So if you guys were watching, I bought Ford at 1207. Got a starting position at 1207. Sitting at 1202. So far, okay. And we'll see where this goes. But I still think that this quarter, I was not going to be surprised when they sold off. Obviously, the chip shortage issue, all that good stuff. But this could be a good opportunity to get Ford, in my opinion. Come back out to the daily chart. And if we look at this, I think, if it holds above 1187 into tomorrow's open, I think we're going to be in really good shape on Ford. If it comes back and retests, perhaps, where I would add to this and perhaps average down is if it came down to 1130. But lots of things looking great after hours and after hours trading. Facebook, a really good trade that I made on this one. I have an average of 305 on Facebook. Bought it yesterday on a pretty decent pullback and looks pretty good there. We're waiting lastly on Apple. The grand finale is going to be on Apple. So we'll just keep our eyes on Apple here. So far we've had earnings come in for eBay, Ford, Qualcomm, Facebook, MGM, and Teladoc. And we're just waiting on Apple at this point.
MGM looking good.
MGM's looking much better now. It's up 1.3%. I see a couple people asking what platform this is. This is actually Webull. If you guys like the platform, if you like what you see, and you've been looking for a new brokerage, I encourage you to check the link down in the description. We are affiliated with them. They're not sponsoring the channel or anything like that, but we do get a pretty good deal if you guys sign up for Webull, and you do too. So you get 2 free stocks, we get 2 free stocks, everybody wins. So if you've been in the market for one, this is a really great platform, free trades, all that good stuff. You know how it works. But yeah, go check them out. One thing that Webull has that Robinhood doesn't even have is extended hours trading from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. So consider that too. If you want to buy Apple right now, you can. And right now, Apple is moving up a little bit here after hours. Not sure if we have the numbers in just yet, but it looks like it's starting to react that way. It's up about 1% here. All right, we got some action here on this Fat Man Zoom. Anything on your end?
Not yet.
Looking good. After hours here, Apple is up over 1% now and climbing. Nothing too erratic, but it's looking good so far.
But anybody that cares,
Yes.
Bitcoin pulled back. It's now in the red.
Uh-oh.
Ethereum's up 2%. Yeah, you guys keep talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah, so MGM is looking good. MGM beat earnings. I see a couple of people asking about Teladoc and why Teladoc is down 3%. It actually missed earnings a lot, but I think this is going to be a good opportunity for Teladoc, honestly.
Yeah, the results for Apple will come in any minute now.
Is it 4:30 that they'll be in?
Maybe.
They
Well,
always
their call
fashionably
is at,
late.
Their call is at 4:30.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so we should already have the numbers any minute now.
Apple is always fashionably late.
I know, man. That's the problem with Apple. They act like they're
The suspense. The suspense is killing me. Guys, while we're waiting, how about you hit that thumbs up? We certainly would appreciate it. We got 406 of you guys hanging in here, 103 likes. That is weak sauce. Rookie numbers. If you hit that thumbs up and help support the channel, we certainly would appreciate it.
Don said that didn't make sense. Clearly, he's not paying attention either.
Yeah.
You're missing the point, Don. I didn't say that they didn't pull back. I said that Bitcoin's red and that Ethereum's green. And every time I pull you've been here.
Fat Man Zoom's trigger now.
Every time I bring up Bitcoin, is Ethereum not outperforming it every single time?
Yeah. For the last.
I'm just trying to point something out.
For the last 8 months. Okay, Facebook, just to give you guys, if you guys are just tuning in, Facebook smashed earnings and is doing quite well. It's holding up around 4.9%. We'll just call it 5%. It's up 5% here after hours. Qualcomm smashed earnings as well. It's up 5.5%. Some notable ones. Ford came in and beat earnings, but doesn't look like the outlook was all that great. So that is why it's down in after hours trading. I actually ended up grabbing a starter on that. And Teladoc came in and missed earnings badly, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people might think. I think there's an opportunity there. MGM beat earnings. Looks pretty good so far.
Yep. I'm Mike Zoe. I'm not surprised about Ethereum. My point is that that's been the one I've chosen. Crypto's a hedge for you guys that don't know. For me, it's a hedge. I think people get caught up in the price of Bitcoin, the value of it.
Yeah.
But the reality is Ethereum has outperformed it recently, and it's not even close.
I think Ethereum's going to have a lot more use cases as well.
Oh, 100% will have more use cases. There's no doubt about that. And for those of you in Dogecoin, that's up.
Yeah, did MGM give any March Madness numbers? I wonder if they did. We'll have to look deeper into the
sure.
into the report, Rudy Brown. I see you asking about that.
Damn you, Apple.
We're still waiting on Apple, folks. So you guys are just tuning in. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for being patient with us. Obviously, this isn't in our control, so we're just going to sit here and chit-chat a little bit. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a recap again, eBay came in and missed earnings badly. Ford came in and missed and beat earnings, but it looks like their outlook wasn't all that great. So investors are reacting accordingly. Qualcomm smashed earnings. Is still up 5.5% after hours. Still waiting on Apple. Facebook came in and smashed earnings as well. Did really well. Looking at this, it's still sitting up around 5%. I'm really encouraged by this. I ended up grabbing an average of 305 on Facebook. And if you guys want to know exactly what I'm buying, when I'm buying, and you're not tuning in live as I'm buying it, maybe check out the Chaos Crew. If you hit join next to subscribe, you get all kinds of stuff. You get a watch list from us, very detailed, 5 stocks in the morning before the market opens. If you ever have trouble trying to figure out what to buy, we at least give you some guidance as to what directions maybe to go in. Yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, it's $4.99 a month. You can't beat it. We provide tons of value, but you also get access to our portfolio. We give trade alerts in our Discord group. All that you get with being a part of the Chaos Crew. So if you guys want to do that, make sure you hit and join next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys over there. And it helps support the channel. Helps support the channel and the studio, all the good stuff that we're doing. Still rumors flying around about Facebook buying Bitcoin. I don't know. We'll see.
What's Penn doing after hours? Is it doing something?
I don't know. I haven't looked at Penn. Let's take a look.
Somebody's alluding to it's moving.
That would be awesome if it is. Victor. Yeah, no problem, Victor. Absolutely.
Yeah, Ethereum's crushing it for me.
Yeah, I don't really see Penn doing much. It's up 0.25%. Nah. All right, let's go back to Apple.
Somebody's saying Penn's up 6%. That feels like a troll.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Apple's still holding up above 1%, but we don't have the numbers in just yet. Checking on
correction. So CNBC just released a correction for Ford.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was it? Apple is moving up here after hours right now, by the way.
I don't know what they actually. I don't know what they released incorrectly. All right, let's see Apple.
All right. Apple's starting to move up here. It looks like, given the price action that I'm seeing, that numbers might be out. But no official word on that just yet.
Swish factor, I'm not buying that. I'm not falling for that.
So Apple's now above the high of the day in after hours trading, sitting at 135.14.
Yeah, you guys got to bring. You guys want to try to troll? You got to bring your A game. That's lazy.
You got to do something better than that.
You're not going to get me on the Amazon script.
Yeah. So let's see here. We got 3 minutes. I think that's probably when we'll see the numbers from Apple. It's up right now, trading after hours. It's up 1.1% or so. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of recap. First of all, thanks for hanging out with us. Had some really nice donations at the beginning of the stream too. Appreciate you guys. And the likes are coming in, so thanks for that. We got 151 likes, 415 of you guys hanging out concurrently. So thanks for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. If you're just joining us,
I think I got him.
What you got?
Nope. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have my flow going. If you're just joining us for the first time, you've never visited this channel, we are Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic. Fat Man Zoom and I have made it our mission to help you guys own it. And so if you, want to learn about the stock market, some of our mistakes and some of our successes, and take part in our investing journey and allowing us to be a part of it with you and have fun while doing it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we go live quite a lot. We put up videos as well, some helpful tips, all that good stuff. So hit the notification bell too while you're at it. Certainly would appreciate you guys help supporting the channel. All right. So thanks, Savvy Money Show. Preach it to him.
What happened?
He just says hit the like and subscribe.
Oh.
Just give him a shout out.
Do we have a donation?
We did get a donation, I think, from Ema. Thanks, Ema, for
Ema's in the house.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen Ema in a while.
No, he's been hanging out. He's just been commenting. I don't think he's been hanging out live lately, but props to Fat Man Zoom for his Clover conviction. Not easy to do. That's right.
The hell, I know.
Me a shout out.
Wasn't easy to do. Appreciate that.
Victor Toledo with the donation. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, bro.
It's hard to sit in the pocket. Felt like Tom Brady sitting in the pocket. Or A-Rod. I'm more of an Aaron Rodgers fan. I felt like A-Rod sitting in the pocket.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's better.
Well, as everybody was trying to sack me.
That's better.
High conviction, baby.
Apple is moving up here after hours. Still no word on numbers just yet.
I am so hungry right now.
I am too. 135.30 is where. Oh, we just saw a huge pop out of Apple right now. Now it's up 2%. Earnings must be officially out here, folks. Apple's moving up 137.43. I have a resistance that green mark is marked at 138.63, and it just popped up over that very briefly. 138.71 is the high here now. Now it's up 3.5% after hours. Man, big tech coming in a big way this week, bro.
We said this. This was what we needed. I'm telling you. Sorry. Amazon closes the door tomorrow.
Yes,
and then we run.
It's going to be a big week.
This is what the market's been waiting for.
Yes. It's nice to see. What's your thoughts though? Like, you have positions in big tech. Do you have any plans to trim any of it this week in anticipation of any kind of rotation going back into cyclicals and reopening plays and stuff like that?
Well, it's hard because, I told you my long-term investing account or my long-term swing trading account, I'm moving out of these type of positions. So I still have Apple.
Yeah.
Now I don't. But that stuff like Fat Man Zoom includes Facebook, includes Amazon, includes Tesla. I'm just going to stick in that investment account and just let that roll.
Numbers here on Apple. Looks like they beat $1.40. Beat their 99-cent estimate.
There we go.
And iPhone revenue was at $47.94 billion compared to the $41.49 billion estimate. That is crazy.
Revenue $89.58 billion versus $77 billion. That's
a really strong beat, guys.
That's great.
Really strong beat. This is not surprising though, right? I mean, we saw a monster retail sales for the month of March when the retail sales came in. So this is great. Good stuff.
That's funny.
Thanks, Ross and Arfin, for the shout-outs.
Coco Liso, that was funny. That was a good one.
Looks great. This looks awesome. Facebook's also coming back after a little bit of a pullback. It's now up 5.25%. Apple right now is up 3.5% on a pretty hefty beat. Big tech coming in a big way this week. We saw huge numbers from Alphabet yesterday. Apple has big numbers. Facebook had big numbers, and obviously Netflix was a disappointment. But I think that's the outlier because I think, in my opinion, that was more or less a true stay-at-home play. Whereas these are not. These are the ones that where we said, they're going to thrive during the pandemic and they're going to thrive afterwards. And so we're seeing that now. I'm so excited for Amazon tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, Amazon's going to be big.
Apple also raises their dividend, according to Ross.
And authorized a $90 billion share buyback. Did you mention that?
I did not.
Yeah.
So Google did that yesterday, too. They authorized a $50 billion. It looks like Apple is doing a $90 billion buyback. Huge. That is a big deal.
Will Amazon split tomorrow? Ask Juan Pablo Higuera Forero.
That is such a good question.
No.
I don't think they do either.
Tomorrow, listen to these words. Tomorrow, they will not announce a split.
I don't think so either.
That's a guess.
I don't think so either. And that's why I don't own Amazon right now. Like I bought Goog and I bought Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about buying Amazon as well. But when that news came out about the rumor and shot the stock up, I was like, I'm out. Like if they do come in with the split and it goes off, cool. But I wanted to see official word from them before considering buying it. And now it's like, if the rumor doesn't come true, we might see some pretty hefty selling out of Amazon tomorrow. But, maybe the sales, maybe the numbers come in and it outweighs all that. But I don't know. That's a pretty hefty catalyst for people to be anticipating. And if it doesn't happen, what happens to the stock? I think it does sell off if that happens.
Yeah. I think it's a better play to wait and to buy the sell-off than to bank on the news. Now, it could happen.
I agree.
But I think if you're just looking at the odds, in general, going into earnings is a 50-50 anyway.
Right.
It's ran up.
Yes.
And so if you're just playing the odds, I would say buy that sell-off. And if it runs, but it's going to give you another opportunity.
Yeah.
After the split, it'll give you an opportunity.
Yep. I agree.
I love these guys.
I like Steve King says they're going to have to split tomorrow after they crest 3,700. Hey, we still have a $4,000 price target on that, Steve King. No matter what happens tomorrow, I still say we have a $4,000 price target on that.
We've been hitting bold predictions this week. Let's keep that string going.
We have been, for sure.
Let's get that Zoom S&P 500 inclusion. Let's get the Amazon 4,000 target. We're going to hit most of our predictions.
Yeah.
If Penn's going to be the sleeper. Penn, mark my words, we're going to hit that bold prediction, but it's going to be like December 22nd.
It's going to be late in the year.
It's going to be real late. It's going to make a run.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the biggest move from Penn comes when football season kicks back up.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the biggest move for Penn. So we got a ways to go, but I think that's going to be the biggest move for them.
Hype into Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, not Super Bowl, but just like college.
That's my statement.
My
statement is then you're going to get the hype into Super Bowl in December.
Yeah.
People trying to get in the stock, and so that's going to get us over 150.
That's a fair point. Apple is up big in a big way here after hours. It's up over 4%. And if you guys know how Apple moves, that's a big deal for Apple. Really nice move here. Facebook is now back up over 6%. I wanted to check out Goog because I see some people saying that Goog is also responding here to perhaps some of the earnings news from Apple and Facebook here after hours. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, it's up around 0.25%. I wouldn't say that it's reacting necessarily, but it looks great. I might actually consider adding to Goog with that sell-off that had happened yesterday or earlier, late in the day. We'll see. Still up on that.
We got 400 people. We cracked that It's been a while since.
It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. So the viewership has kind of dropped off a little bit, but we're still sticking with it. We're still sticking with you guys, and yeah, it's just how it happens. But we appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out.
One more day tomorrow.
One more day,
guys. We got a video coming out tomorrow. At some point. A little short video, but we have our live stream.
One more sunset,
guys.
baby,
Tomorrow is icing on the cake. Don't forget to like and subscribe out the door.
But then again,
we'll see you in the next one.
I know.
3:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Bye. I quit this bitch.
I quit this bitch. See ya.